theme for today's practice is the spine. So this very central part of our bodies, responsible for sending all of the messages around our central nervous system. It connects all of our limbs together and is really kind of in yoga the center of our chakra system, this energetic pathway connecting all parts of our body and almost soul and spirit as well. So really important that we look after our spine. Lots of people have, depending on their life, their careers, different ranges of mobility, and often it's an area later in life that causes problems. So very good to focus on it. We're going to start by seated in any position that feels good for you, cross-legged. You can be kneeling on a blanket block, or however you can sit up nice and tall and already start to imagine that curve of the spine lifting up from your tailbone through the middle back, upper back, right up to the back of your neck, crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. Relax the arms anywhere comfortable. Lower the gaze and focus on a spot in front of you, or close the eyes. And just come into some breathing, allowing the breath to flow in through the nostrils and out. Relaxing where you can. This balance between being upright but not slouched. And I'd next like you to think about the inhale, sending oxygen to the discs between your vertebrae. So that inhale almost expands those discs, and then the exhale lets them remain buoyant and relaxed. And this visualizing of the discs in your spine, you may already feel length reaching up, almost feeling a little bit taller just from that power of imagination. Brilliant. Okay, opening the eyes, lifting the gaze, and we're just going to move the neck, the top part of the spine. So as you inhale, gently lift the gaze, feel the front of the neck stretch, and then exhaling, lowering chin to chest, the back of the neck. So we're just going to warm up the spine with the breath from the very top part, first of all. And then next bring in the shoulders a little bit. So your chest might come forward. It's almost like a seated cat-cow. Exhaling, rounding the shoulders forward. Inhaling, opening the shoulders. Exhaling, rounding, upper back. Fingertips on shoulders will help if you'd like to add that on. So elbows go back, elbows come forward and down. Elbows back and up. The full spine flexing, extending, and then flexing the other way, And full arms is an option if you'd like. Inhaling, stretching out to the sides. Exhaling, arms come forward as the spine rounds. Inhaling, opening, chest forward. Exhaling, arms forward, curving the spine. And then inhale to come back to center, palms at the mat either side of you. Let's just bring some side twists, side stretches, waking up the sides of our spine, taking an inhale as the left arm rises, and then an exhale as we stretch over towards the right. So in this pose, We're going to hold, keep the breath coming in and out, using the arm to lengthen. I want you to think of the distance from your hip to your shoulder, but not really compromising the length of your spine. The crown, the neck is still relaxed, reaching over towards the right hand side, propping, using the right hand on the mat to help. One last big inhale and exhale, lower, come up, notice the difference. You feel the spine on the left side. Inhaling, right arm up. And exhaling, stretching over towards the left. Once again, think of the distance between right hip and right shoulder. Maintain that length we just gained. Breathing into the discs. And on a final inhale, come up to the middle. And exhale, lower the right arm down. Next, we're going to come to tabletop pose. So bring the knees back under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. And for cat-cow pose, so top to the feet, flat to the floor. Really think about the tailbone aiming away from you, behind you, and the crown of the head reaching forwards. Again, this length, setting up good alignment, and then breathe and flow. So really use the breath to gradually send a wave from tailbone up to crown of head, inhaling, and then tailbone, middle back, upper back, neck, exhale. Neck, middle back, lower back, tailbone. This is one variation, and then tailbone, middle back, upper back, neck. Or you can start the inhale, tailbone, middle, upper, neck. Exhale, tailbone, middle, upper back, neck. So finding whichever Mexican wave of the spine suits you for a lovely cat-cow. Pressing into the fingertips evenly spread. And then coming back to neutral, we're going to just walk our hands a little further away from us again, pressing into even fingertip spread, tucking the toes under, lifting the knees, and coming into plank pose. If this is too much, you can lower the knees. We still get the benefits of the long spine. Whichever version of plank, you're pressing into the mat and keeping the heels and the legs an extension of your spine long back away from you. So using the muscles, sending breath, oxygen to them to hold you in this pose, but thinking about long spine, making a lovely shape. And then pressing back on an exhale into downward facing dog, lifting the hips up high, press into the hands, shoulder width apart, and the feet hip width apart, feeling, if you can, the length of the spine in downward facing dog. The knees can be bent. That will help us aim the tailbone up higher, and then the crown of the head aiming diagonally towards the mat, looking at a spot between your feet somewhere. Opening the shoulders, but still maintaining length in the spine. And then we're just going to step our right foot forward into a low lunge, lower the back knee. So coming up into a low lunge position, my right knee is over my right hip, resting my palms on my right thigh. In this pose, keep the hips on sort of tight rope. Rather than a tight rope, they're on train track. lines. Hips under shoulders. And it will end up with a stretch in that left hip and quad, but we're not compromising our long, tall spine in this pose. Breathing here. Optionally, you can add on a bit of a chest opener, so interlace the fingers behind your back. Inhale, think almost cow pose, opening the chest, lifting the spine, and then exhaling, curving almost into cat pose. So it's kind of cat, cow, inhaling, exhaling, with a lunge as well. Inhaling, exhaling. And then you have the option, tucking the back toes, coming to a higher lunge position, inhaling, lifting the spine, and then exhaling, lowering forward into humble warrior. The palms go up, fingers towards the sky, inhaling, lifting. Keep the legs strong, the spine long, whilst we do some quite focused, strong warrior movements, full body involvement, keeping up that length. When you next bring your head down, relax the hands, frame the right foot, and then step back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. Allow the spine to reset. The legs may feel different. Relax the muscles you've used. And then on an inhale, bring the left foot forward to a low lunge, lowering the back knee, setting up good alignment, left knee over left ankle. And breathing here. So thinking long, tall spine, almost like you've got your back against a wall. But we're still feeling a stretch into the right hip, right quad, right thigh. Maybe lowering gently, but still maintaining that puppet on a string feeling, being lifted up, your spine long. Optional extras, inhaling, so we're going to interlace the fingers the opposite way, different finger on top. Inhale, lift the chest, open the spine, flex it that way, and then exhale, round the spine, bringing the chest towards the left knee. Inhaling, lifting, opening. Exhaling, lowering. Then optional extra, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, set up the alignment. Inhale, lift the chest, keep the spine long. Exhaling, forward, bring the crown of the head towards you. The fingertips can come up towards the sky in that humble warrior pose, or if you compromise your spine for that to happen, leave the hands close to the back of your body. Inhaling one last in raised position, exhaling, lowering the chest, framing the left foot with the hands, and stepping back to downward facing dog. Inhaling 3 long breaths and exhaling, relaxing here. Reset your spine. Do whatever you need to. This could be bending alternate knees. This could even be lowering the knees, coming to child's pose. Bringing the forehead towards the mat. Whatever you need to do to reset your own spine. And then come back to down dog, and walk the feet towards the hands, middle of the mat, into Uttanasana, forward fold. So thinking long through the spine here, soft bend in the knees, hips, tailbone pointing up, crown of the head reaching down. So allowing this nervous system, or the prana in our chakra system, to flow up and down the spine, even though we're in a forward fold. Relaxing the arms however you feel, keeping the length in the spine. And then bend the knees on an inhale, slowly unfurl one vertebra at a time, really carefully, mindfully stacking your spine from the bottom up as you come up to stand. The neck and the head being the last thing to reach mountain pose. And take a nice, smooth, steady breath in and out here. Again, hips, tailbone pointing down, natural curves of your spine, shoulders relaxed and back, head reaching up to the sky, that puppet on a string. We're next going to do standing camel pose. So if you do have lower back issues, obviously be very careful, work within your limits. Place the palms of your hands on your lower back, as if you were putting them into the back pockets. Bring the elbows back towards each other, so we are getting a chest opening as well. And again, just be careful of your legs. Keep them parallel, feet hip width apart. Inhale, lift the gaze, open the chest and bring a gentle back bend in. So standing camel pose, holding, imagining the spine in this flexed position, a beautiful arc of energy. Work within your own limits, be careful. And then slowly come back up to central. We're going to hands on hips and then slowly come down to a forward fold. So even just coming down, mindfully thinking about your spine being nice and long, taking your time, coming back to our forward fold, and then sitting on our heels, fingertips for support. You might want to walk your toes closer together. We're just going to try cosmic egg. So there are options with this. You can stay with your fingertips on the mat. If you have blocks or support, you can just hold on to something and then come up and think the spine long. So this is quite a strong toe stretch. But whilst that's happening, I want you to think about the spine again. That long, steady posture. You can bring palms to heart in Anjali Mudra if you'd like. Focus your gaze. Long, tall spine, or an alternative option is a curved spine. You're going to bring your elbows around your knees, holding the arms in a comfortable way for you, and then bringing the chin towards the chest. This is again all of an option whilst you're doing this toe balance. Thinking about the spine in whichever version of cosmic egg posture that you're doing. And then fingertips to the mat. We're going to lie down, so come back to seat. Stretch your legs out long in front of you. Set yourself up for a supine twist. So bringing the spine down to the earth. Arms come out to the sides, capital T. And then feet are flat to the floor, legs fairly close together or further apart, your choice. Inhale, stay where you are, lovely, lots of length in the spine, and then exhale, knees go over to the left, gaze goes over to the right. So in this twist, this spinal twist, we're thinking about our right hip coming forward away from our right shoulder. As we breathe in, we're really extending that motion, that twist in the spine. Enjoying that feeling, relaxing if we can. And then inhaling, bringing the knees and the head back into the center. And then exhaling, knees over to the right, gaze over to the left. Make sure the left shoulder is still on the mat. You may adjust your feet or leg posture, whichever distance away for you feels comfortable. The main aim is to have this twist from left shoulder to left hip. You can even bring the right hand to the right thigh or knee. And breathe. Inflate the discs in the spine. And relax if you can as you exhale. And then inhale, knees and head come back up to the center. And then exhaling, stretching the heels, the feet away from you, legs long. Allowing the feet to relax out to the sides. The arms might come in a more relaxed position alongside, maybe slightly away from the body. For final resting pose. Now, depending on your spine, you might want to put a block under your knees or a rolled up blanket, support for the lumbar, or you might want to keep feet flat, finding whichever resting pose is good for you. Feet flat and knees gently resting in towards each other. Come back to the breath, some long, smooth, steady breaths in. Send oxygen to your whole body. And then exhale, relax. Allow every vertebra from the lower back to the middle, upper, the back of your neck, and where it meets the top of your head. Allow the whole spine to relax. So it's a smooth pathway for messages all the way out to every fingertip and all the way out down to every toe. Breathe in to expand the torso. Allow the spine to lengthen, and then breathe out to relax and feel the support of the floor beneath you. And give yourself thanks for the most important part of your body, connecting everything, sending messages, allowing us to move through life, through our days. And if you'd like to bring the palms together, bring them up to your forehead. Be mindful how you think today. Slide them to your mouth, how you speak. Slide them down to your heart, how you feel. And then slide the arms out to the sides, how you act. And the rest of your day, if you're thinking about your spine with more awareness, hopefully you are able to keep it moving, keep it flowing, carrying you through the rest of your day. Thank you for practicing with me.